Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today at Denver. The first time one of my series has been at this track. Track recently got released a few weeks ago, 1 week ago. Currently, I think on the day I'm recording this, it was a week ago. So Denver is a 2.25-mile oval. There's also a roval version, which is very fun to drive. Personally, as far as the AI go, I'm not sure if we will have a race there or not. We might try it later, maybe for Cup 2020. Don't know yet. Anyways, Nate Rogers on the pole for today's race. Nate sits 35th in points after another bad race last week, getting involved in some lap 1 shenanigans at Martinsville. Starting second is Tony Green. Third is defending champ Philip Goldberg. Fourth, race winner Dylan Young. Row 3 is Levi McIntyre, who's been doing pretty good, as well as Jesse Turner, also been doing pretty good. Row 4, we've got Zach Rogers and Jeff Bright. And in row 5, James Ellison, who did pretty good last week. And Audra Baran-Oscus, who was in the way last week, but she had a pretty good run at, I believe, was it Rockingham going? I believe, anyway. So let's see, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th is Sam Oskin, who finished last week. He is no longer the points leader. Speaking of your points leader, he is now Cole Deaver. Deaver starting near the back of the field, but it is Denver. It is a big track. It should be interesting to see how he can make his way towards the front. We already talked about him. Jesse Turner now second in the point standings. Ace Rogers climbed up to third with his win last week, but he starts 38th. He will have his work cut out for him. All the points are pretty close now. You look at the top 7. They're all separated by no more than 4 points. Charles Jackson 4th in the standings, Sanford 5th, Oskin 6th, and Zach Rogers down to 7th. Fitzwater down to 8th, Jessica Shelton up to 9th, and Johnny Gardner up to 10th. The other big movers and goers include Jonathan Wong up 12 spots to 12th, Alexander Rowe up 11 spots to 18th, RJ Bishop down 11 spots to 19th, Keith Rich down 13 to 22nd, Baran-Oscus down 14 to 25th, Mohammed Connor down 11 to 28th, and RJ Reynolds down 12 to 32nd. So we are getting ready to go trackside for the Command to Fire engines. Got a few more seconds here. So Nate Rogers looking for what could be his first career win in the Truck Series. And that goes for a lot of other drivers so far. The only manufacturer not to visit victory lane this season is Toyota.
Drivers, start your engines!
The drivers pull away. Very interesting method there. Pace speed here is very fast for it being a 2.25 mile track. These guys will pace around here at 80 miles an hour. Pit road speed here is 70, fastest pit speed for the length of this track. Usually we see pit speeds of 70 at tracks like Pensacola. Pit speed 70 miles an hour, pace speed is 80. So we'll see what exactly happens here today. Now these guys will use the apron here. It's very legal and it can work. See a lot of room being given in the middle here on this front row. Nonetheless, we will see what happens here today at Denver Motorsports Park. Pace truck will peel off as they come to the front straightaway. Green flag is out. We're underway at Denver. Already see some 3-wide action going on there in the back. See, they do have to lift here. They can only go about 157 middle of the corner. Ooh, and Green had to check up right there at the exit. But Nate Rogers does not clear him. Speeds of about 176 going into turn 3 here. And Nate Rogers off of turn 4. Trying to be the first one to lead the lap. Jeff Brightsey swinging high there through the tri-oval. And Nate Rogers does lead. You can see that high line gets the run on the top. And 3 trucks there. Green, Young, and Jesse Turner. Oh, but Turner falls way back. Oh, there's contact there between Ellison and Jeff Bright. Somehow they did not wreck, but Tony Green will pass Nate Rogers on the high side. Toyota trying to get a win. They came very close at Rockingham. Johnny Garner seemed to be the favorite, but after pit stops and some cautions, he got backtracked. Once you get stuck on the top at Rockingham, it's very tough to get back to the front, but it looks like here at Denver, the top can be very useful. Defending champ Philip Goldberg sitting in third, and he's going to make a move to the inside of Nate Rogers for second. I'm very unsure when they will pit, but if I'd have to guess, I'd say maybe lap 18 to 20. This could very well be a 2-stop race. Goldberg unable to make the move. It looks like this track is top lane dominant. McIntyre will move up to third. Zach Rogers giving Goldberg help on the bottom. Now McIntyre will make a move on Nate Rogers through the tri-oval section. You see it's deceiving. That restart zone is very far behind the actual start-finish line. Depending who you got help from. Could be very interesting, but McIntyre will clear Nate Rogers for second place, so it seems as if you're right on someone's door and you've got the advantage going in the corner, you can make that pass, but if you're not at his door, it's very tough. And Zach Rogers is going to make it 3 wide for 4th place here with Goldberg and his cousin Nate, but he's going to back out big time. That checked up Jesse Turner. But now you can see side by side, both with draft down the tri-oval. Nate Rogers, that is barely over Goldberg at that line there. See Sekuli getting a run on the top. See tire wear can affect these guys big time too. Goldberg, will he clear Nate Rogers? He does. So Goldberg will move up to third. McIntyre all over the bumper of Tony Green. He's almost pushing him. Nobody with problems so far. Philip Goldberg going to start catching up here with that draft. Let's go on board the 54 for a lap. Let's look at how long this front tri-oval is. It's practically maybe 1.25 miles. See how far into the corner they get before the brake pedal is even applied. Goldberg made his move to the inside of McIntyre in the middle of the corner. That doesn't really work here. See, off of turn 4, you're already getting draft. They set these trucks up at such a low RPM. Draft becomes very, very necessary. Goldberg with the move again to the inside of McIntyre. That's for second. Sekuli and Jesse Turner closing up from behind. Zach Rogers falling back. He's on the top, though, of Baran-Oscus, who's got no help. Baran-Oscus actually going to fall in line in front of the 3 truck. Now Sekuli, Jesse Turner, and Dylan Young are on fire right now. Fastest lap of the race goes to the 99 of McIntyre. He has that draft. Him, Hartnett, and Baran-Oskus, the 3 in the 47.5s. See, 7 laps down, and now Baran-Oskus making it 3 wide almost. We're getting close to a second of fall off. Caution free though, so far they're starting to catch up to Tony Green. And now Hartnett and a bunch of other people single file in the line are drafting up to this pack. 3 wide there in the middle of the corner. We're going to see people do some crazy stuff here soon. Zach Rogers maybe make it 3 wide. No, I think that was actually Hartnett to his outside that made that move. Rogers has to back up mid-corner. He's trying to slide up on Dylan Young. He actually made a lane change mid-corner. That's usually very risky. Trying to follow behind cousin Nate Rogers in that 14 Chevy, but he's going to duck back down there, kind of in the middle of this line here. Not even really getting draft from the 29 or the 14. He's going to go up high. Oh, he got out of the groove. Saw Jesse Turner do that earlier. It's going to give him a pretty good run off the corner, though. James Qualls now up to 7th place, 8th place? 8th place, I want to say. So they're starting to single file up towards the front. There's a giant snake, you know, it was single file, then they get a pack, and then the pack goes back once all the single line cars start catching up. Dylan Young making a move on Nate Rogers. Sekuli jumping to the high side of Philip Goldberg. Now, only this kind of racing would we get out of trucks. The Cup drivers would probably be borderline 190, 195, 200 miles an hour going into the turn 1. Ooh, Jeff Bright with a lane change mid-corner there on Dylan Young. Following behind the 31 truck. They're trying to get drafted by Dylan Young on the top. Toyota top 2 though, still. Between Tony Green and Philip Goldberg. Zach Rogers down to 10th now. Jesse Turner back there. Sam Young making his way towards the top 10. See this pack just kind of bouncing back and forth. First they're single file, then they make a pat, then they get 2 wide, 3 wide. It all depends how you get the runs and who's behind you. See McIntyre getting a huge run here on Philip Goldberg into turn 3. Now these drivers will use the access road to enter pit road. So we will know who's pitting well before we get to turn 3. McIntyre with a move high, but no help. It's going to hurt him now. Sekuli's got a huge run. You practically hit a wall of air if you make a move out too early. So Sekuli will move up to 3rd. Goldberg looking inside of Green, mid-corner. Bad idea. That's going to give him a bit of a... makes him check up a little bit. Sekuli still looking high. Dylan Young gets by McIntyre for 4th as James Qualls is caught up in 6th. But Denver putting on a pretty good show, and I mean the stands are packed. Cup Series scheduler Ace Rogers, who's also running this race, might be hard pressed to find the way to put it on the schedule. Action-packed tracks does own this track and Pensacola. However, the whole deal for Pensacola has already been set in stone. Tony Green, though, still here in the race lead. Goldberg falls back to 4th. Sekuli up to 2nd. Young up to 3rd. I'll see if Sekuli or Young can make their way by Tony Green. They've got a pretty good run on them. Meanwhile, two, almost three wide here in the back. Zach Rogers trying to find his way back up into the top 10, maybe top 5. Alexander Rowe with a run. He's made his way into the top 10. Look at this big gap between Sam Young and Colin Phillips. And he's getting draft. I mean, Phillips is getting draft off of this. Nate Rogers has fallen all the way down to 14th. Now Dylan Young with the bad luck. He's going to fall back. Sekuli's still trying to push towards Tony Green. And Sekuli now with a big run. They're side by side, 2 trucks each behind. That's Goldberg, Jeff Bright on the bottom. Young and McIntyre up top. Now Goldberg's going to slide up mid-corner. Zach Rogers, James Qualls, they're all stacking up here behind them again. We go from single file to double file. It just switches back and forth. And Jeff Bright now finds himself in the top 5 going for 3rd on Philip Goldberg, but he had to back out. We're at 15 here. Sekuli all over the bumper of green. Goldberg now with a bumper full of Jeff Bright, Dylan Young on his bumper. Zach Rogers back up to 6. Look at him go. Ooh, look at that checkup. They had the Bright and Young moved high. Now here comes Qualls from, I believe, 7th with a run. Lap 16, no signs of anyone pitting. And Joshua Sekuli's going to make a move for the race lead. Something happened to Mike Turner. I'm not quite sure. I wonder if he got spun out or not. But Sekuli with a move of the lead on Tony Green. And does he make it? Well, they're coming to the exit of 2. He's clear, but is he clear? And Sekuli leaves the lane open. But he's clear. Sekuli to the race lead. First lead change in a while. Green now still pushing though. He's going to go high here. And that never really works. Goldberg to his inside. That's for 2nd now. And Joshua Sekuli will be the first new leader since I believe lap 2 or 3. Something happened to Mike Turner. He got spun or something. He's 8 seconds behind Johnny Gardner. But they are double file up here, about 6 rows. 3 wide there between Zach Rogers and some others. Still 3 wide. That's Hartnett and Colin Phillips. And now Green will fall outside the top 5. Still no signs of anyone pitting here on lap 18, so who knows? These drivers might actually be able to go on a one-stop race. I mean, tire fall-off's only about at a 2nd here. They're keeping it in 4th gear in the corner. Qualls back up to 3rd. Sam Young finding his way up to 4th. Pack has drafted themselves all the way back up to each other here just before pit stops. If we see these guys pit before lap 22, they will most likely be pitting twice. Sekuli still leading. Goldberg behind. Qualls in 3rd. Remember, Toyota has not won yet this season. Tony Green, though, rebounding strong. Back up to 6th. He was 7th at the line last time by. Alexander Rowe in 7th, Baranowskis 8th. Wong is now up to 9th. You see people are coming and going incredibly here. And Goldberg's going to inch his way to the inside of Sekuli. He didn't make a flat-out move there. To the spectator camera, pretty cool angle here. Qualls is going to stick with the 31. That's going to put him side by side with Goldberg into turn 3. But Qualls is going to win away with this one. Oh, and actually they are going to pit right here. I'm sorry, I thought they were going to be using the access road. Cole Deaver with a late move. Did you see that? Deaver made a very late move and just gained some track position. Qualls is your race leader here though, so right now looking like maybe a 2-stop race, borderline 2-stop race. Qualls in the lead, stays out with Goldberg, Sam Young, Baranowskis, Wong. That's your top 5. A lot of people pit. We'll see who comes down here this time by. Everybody but the 21. So everybody but the 21 comes down pit road. That's going to hurt her. No draft out here right now. But if she's trying to 1-stop it and the others are thinking of 2-stopping and taking a splash near the end, this is going to work out for her well. Leading out of the first pack is actually Levi McIntyre. Baranowski's going to cut down here in front of Dylan Young. Hand out the window most likely, and she will make her move down pit road. So now we're going to go to McIntyre. Him and Rowe are 1-2 out of their group. And there's James Qualls. He leads his group. Goldberg 4th now. Edwin Mendez up to 5th. Qualls, because he keep the lead. Oh, he made McIntyre and Rowe go pretty high there. He's going to stay on his inside, and he's in 3rd gear. The 3rd gear is not the draft gear. These guys are drafting up there in 4th. So McIntyre up to 2nd place. Here comes Baranowskis out of pit road. We'll see where she winds up. Oh, she is nowhere close to the race lead. And new race leader, Levi McIntyre in the 99. Baranowskis, though, is not far back, and she's got the best tires out of the group. We'll see where she is officially scored when she hits the start-finish line. Ooh, she had to slow up big time. She did get it in the 4th gear. Looks like she will resume behind the 2 of Flickinger. Or will Wong pass her here? The start-finish line, she sits in 12th. Looking pretty good. I mean, all these trucks are drafting one another. Manuel Hartnett making the move on Sam Young. That's for 9th place. Now, these guys back here, they got to try and go single file. They got to catch up to the back end to Colin Phillips. Sekuli has shown some good speed. He sits 7th. Goldberg 4th. Qualls 3rd. Alexander Rowe, Levi McIntyre. That's the top 2. But Rowe's going to get put to the outside and passed by James Qualls. For 2nd place, Qualls now up to P2. With 20 laps to go at Denver. I'm going to take a quick step aside and we'll be back for the conclusion of the race. We are back as the drivers rage through turns 1 and 2. McIntyre still out in front. Goldberg still fighting hard in second, but Edwin Mendez has made his way up the third row. Fourth, Sekuli now up the fifth as Qualls falters back. Hartnett has managed to catch up to this group from ninth place. Meanwhile, others still trailing back, trying to catch up. Sam Young 10th, Flickinger 11th. Baran Oscars, remember, has the freshest tires out of anybody, but how she uses them will be huge. Remember, she doesn't have the same experience like some of these other guys in front of her. Like Emmanuel Hartnett, Sekuli, who's been in the Cup Series before, but not this past season. He was in 2017. He's also a Truck Series vet. James Qualls has been in both series for both years. Tony Green, same thing. Alexander Rowe, same thing. Edwin Mendez was a Cup driver in 2011, but not in, 2011, in 2017, but not in 2018. Alexander Rowe has also been in both. Goldberg made the move to Cup, or has been in both as well. I'm sorry. I'm thinking because he got a better Cup team in 2018. That's why. But Goldberg fighting hard here. Can he complete the pass on McIntyre? He will. Does he let Rowe get to his inside here? This is now an 11 truck pack. As Isaac Flickinger has caught up, so will Baran Oscars. 13th on back though, I'm not sure, as a 4 truck parade just drafted up to pass Philip Goldberg. James Qualls already on his way back up to second. Still a long ways to go. We're only hitting 15 to go this time by. And we still don't know if all of these guys can make it to the end of the race on fuel. Yes, let's take a look at the back of the field. Let's see who lost ground. Mike Turner, we remember, said he must have spun or something. And it did not bring out a caution. I've still yet to see those skid marks. RJ Bishop, Gatlin Downey did not have the best pit stops. Neither did Nate Rogers or Muhammad Connor. Nate Rogers' luck continues to be awful. Trying to see if I can find some skid marks somewhere. Sam Oskin with another bad week so far. His luck not going his way here, neither for Jesse Turner, who's up there in the points. Ace Rogers, after his win, sits in 30th. Dylan Young as well. Gardner, Jackson, Sanford, nobody really up there in the points doing well today. Here's Deaver and Sack Rogers. Sack was up there earlier. Currently not right now. But this pack, they are closing up. It is now once again a 28 truck field. So the packs managed to close each other together, even though they're all pretty singled out. Philip Goldberg has fallen all the way down, almost out of the top 10. Isaac Flickinger's moved into the top 10. Tony Green's back up here. Phillips, and they all chase Alexander Rowe. As now Emmanuel Hartnett to the inside of James Qualls for second place. Looking at the point standings, trying to see who the guy closest to the front is. I believe it is Sack Rogers and Charles Sanford. Hartnett is the big one that's jumping out. He will take the race lead away from Rowe. Now Hartnett didn't have the best week last week. He went from 6th in points to 13th, but if he could win this race, he will see himself right back up there in the top 5 perhaps. With all these lead changes, I'm not 100% positive, but I think Tony Green is still going to get the most laps led for the race. He led about a dozen in the beginning of this one. They just keep battling as they're 3 wide right here. That's Goldberg, Sekuli, and Qualls. Goldberg took a pretty short route there, though. This pack of trucks, this is going to be a great finish if all these guys can make it on fuel. Baranowska's still in there. Let's take a ride on board in the cockpit of the 21. Let's see what it's like to be in this pack at this racetrack. Look at the movement mid-corner. Jeff Wright gets a bit of a run on her here. This is max speed right here, 183 miles, 184 miles an hour. Sorry, I thought I heard something. McIntyre already back out into the lead. He's got a strong truck. New fastest lap times. We see people, once they singled out and they were drafting up from one pack to another pack, that's the lap times you get. Gardner with a 47.176. That's a pretty fast lap. These trucks. Hartnett battling again. Sam Young somehow found his way up here without us noticing. He was second. Is he going to keep that? Hartnett's pushing pretty hard here. This is what McIntyre doesn't want. Side by side battling for second bunches up everyone behind him. It's letting him pull away. He's going to lose that back force. Tony Green, who was leading earlier in the race, has found his way into the top 5 once again. What would a win mean for Tony Green? Well, we have to find out. We have to look at the point standings. Tony Green sits 30th in points, so a win would mean a lot for this team. He moves up to 3rd there at the line. Sekuli has found his way into the top 5 once again. As Emmanuel Hartnett trying to pass Levi McIntyre for the lead. We're at 9 to go. Him and Tony Green are going to go right by the 99. Top 4, single file. They're almost tandem drafting at this point, and we still don't know if everyone can make it here to the end for gas. Remember, a first big group pit on lap 20, the second big group pit on lap 21. We might have some stragglers depending where if they've been running. They might have to pit at the end, but right now with 8 laps to go, Tony Green's making the move for the lead on Emmanuel Hartnett. Rowe went high to help the 05. Sekuli goes low. Goldberg 5th. Jeff Wright sits in 6th. I'm telling you, I couldn't even sit here and predict to you who's going to win this race here at the end. The moves and the runs people get, there's just no way to tell until you hit the white flag. Hartnett is able to jump back down in line in 2nd place. Jeff Bright just made a 3-wide move for 4th. See, there's no help down there, though. And Sekuli's got all the help in the middle of the draft. Sekuli up to 4th. Alexander Rowe and the others have pulled away, though, in the top 3. Edwin Mendez back there in the top 10. We see Jessica Shelton's number 98 in 10th place. But right now, this top 3 is gone. They are single file. They're trying to pull away or something. Tony Green's been up front all race. Sekuli's been up front all race. Goldberg's been up front all race. Hartnett and Rowe, the late bloomers with their pit strategy, have made it up here. They've been up here the whole second run. 6 laps to go at the start-finish line. We will not catch anyone. I do not think they will catch Mike Turner. Oh no, it's only a 1.5 seconds a lap. It might be close. They might get his draft on the last lap. That could help whoever the leader is. Tony Green staying strong. He's been leading some more laps now. I think it's confirmed Green has led the most laps. Jeff Bright looming in 6th place. Gonna get a good look at these trucks here as they fly by with 5 laps to go. They're single filed out now. And look who I see. I see the 3 truck of Zach Rogers in 14th at the front. But there's a bit of a gap there. Did somebody pit? Mike Turner pit. 33 truck pit. And that left a big gap. Oskin, look at Oskin 35th all by himself. Some of these guys, I don't think they're going to be able to make it. Tony Green still leads. They're single file, or they moved high. Is he pitting? He is. Tony Green's got to give up the lead to pit. So Green will not come home with the W. And this is big for Baranoskis, depending on where she is. It's 4 laps to go. If the 21 truck is the only one who can make it, this has worked out perfectly for her. But she is 15th place. She needs everyone in front of her to pit. Hartnett leads now. It's just Alexander Rowe behind him with 4 to go. There's the 21 truck behind Cole Deaver. Will these two have to pit? Oh, I think they are. I'm seeing guys behind these two move high. Hartnett's coming in. So's Alexander Rowe. A bunch of people are coming in. That gives the lead to Philip Goldberg. Sekuli stays out. Qualls will make the move here with 3 to go. Toyota trying to get into victory lane for the first time of the season. Sekuli, Bright, Sam Young, Mendez, they stay out. Next truck is Baranoskis. She's up to 7th. Qualls makes it by Goldberg with ease for the race lead. But Goldberg gets the run. When they hit 2 to go, will they be able to go 2 more laps? They're pushing it as is. We know Baranoskis made it 22. Are they pitting? They are pitting. Everyone's pitting right here except for Baranoskis. She stays out. RJ Bishop, I think, just ran out of gas. No, they were trying to pit Isaac Flickinger. What is the 2 truck doing? He is sliding across the grass. He meant to pit. Oh, that he just got teleported. Bishop, I think, is running out. Yes, he's running out of gas. Or he might be. Oh, he's actually already pit. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice he was 39th. He already pit. He was coming out. Baranoskis, if she can go 1 more lap, or is she going to pit here too? Is she going to pit coming to the white? No, she's not. White flag in the air for Audra Baranoskis. If she had pit on lap 21, I think she would have pit with everybody else. So the battle is on for 2nd to 4th. I don't even know where 2nd place is right now. Gatlin Downey is 38th. Oh, they are 29 seconds behind her. Coming off of turn 4. Taking the checkered flag today will be Audra Baranoskis on her amazing fuel strategy. And now we will go and watch the finish for 2nd to 4th. Right now, James Qualls sits 2nd. Alexander Rowe 3rd. Goldberg getting the push from Mendes by Hartnett for 4th. Qualls looks pretty good for 2nd, and Rowe looks pretty good for 3rd, but does anyone make a move on Goldberg for 4th? It would have to be Mendez. Tony Green's going to still end up with a 7th place finish. Qualls will get 2nd. Rowe will get third, and at the line it's going to be Goldberg for fourth. But Audra Baranowskas with the move to win this race, and now I have to squeeze this long name on my notepad. Thank you, William Brock. But the driver with the longest name that I've ever had gets the win here today at Dover. Again, the rest of your top four is Qualls, Rowe, Goldberg. Three vets right there. Mendez fifth, Hartnett sixth, Tony Green seventh, Sam Young eighth, Jeff Bright ninth, and Colin Phillips rounds out the top 10. So, interestingly enough, we see a lot of veterans in the top 10. This new track, the way it was designed, we see a lot of veterans getting the W, but it's the rookie on an impeccable fuel strategy gamble getting the W here today. I do not know who the heck the points leader is. She entered the race 25th in points after falling from 11th. She should shoot right back up into the top 15. But that is it from me for today, and I will see you guys at Pocono.